These socialists are about to get a whole lot more socialism in New York City soon.
No job. If you go get a job, they're going to take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're going to count your income against my Section 8 and my link card.
Yeah, but don't work. And of course, that's going to be probably the next motto of New York City, where it looks like a communist Muslim now will be taking reins of that dirty pee trash-filled city. What in the world's going on here as New Yorkers are choosing between what some people are describing two of the most awful, horrible people to be their next mayor, and I couldn't love this any more than I can now. As, of course, being a former person who grew up in New York City, I grew up in Brooklyn in the 1990s, early 1990s, 1993 exactly. And seeing this is so karmic. We're gonna go over the stances of these two very awful people, and I'm gonna tell you in this particular video who I would vote for if I was still a New York City resident. As of course, there's a lot of like supposed MAGA right-wing people saying, please vote for one of these guys because they hate the other one so much. I mean, this is the most entertaining political election of the year. All right, last year was pretty crazy. This one's wild, as we're going to get into it in this particular video. I'm going to give you some of my backstories of New York City and just how I see this unfolding and playing out here, and then I'll tell you who I would vote for. And if you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button, as we have a lot to discuss here. A lot of little nuanced conversations that we're going to be having here, specifically away from, of course, a less serious topic. And that the less serious topic is, just the utter social, cultural, and economic decay of one of the greatest cities on earth that now is just filled with crap. And crappy people that want to lead it into more crap. As I asked everyone on my Twitter account, hey, who are you guys voting for in the New York City primary? The socialist yuppie or the professional serial grandma killer? Which one is it? Who's gonna do this? And the response is everyone's like, someone else. People are saying, I hate this. Meteor, I'm not voting, hands down. People are saying Andrew is the great choice. But listen, this Zohran Mamdi guy looks like he's in the lead so far. Now, again, a lot could change here, especially with the other guy being a Bibi's Netanyahu former lawyer. We'll get into that in a little bit. But Brianna Morello, also another fellow New York City refugee, says New York City has two awful picks for New York City mayor. No, New York City has the choices that they decided that they want. Okay, New York City deserves what they're getting here. Mamdani is a communist. If he wins, this will be the kiss of death for New York City. Andrew Cuomo is slightly less of a communist. Good luck. I would argue both of them are statist. Both of them are communist here. But it's pretty clear here. Zohran here is making the bigger argument for socialism and top-down communism, especially when it comes to creating government-run supermarkets. What? I mean, this is going to kill the last kind of industry in New York City that isn't hijacked by the corporations, and that is like corner store, bodega stores, that are still kind of independently owned. Those businesses will be destroyed by this policy. And again, when we look at a lot of the kind of top-down policies in New York City, we have seen so many, and I've seen this myself, so many entrepreneurs, so many businesses, so many people that had great things, that were offering unique, awesome services, that were small mom and pop shops, absolutely eviscerated under the Bloomberg years. Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who also is a eugenicist and believed that there was too many people in this world and ran for 3 terms as mayor of New York City, and also was a part of a secret club that with Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner met secretly in order to push depopulation agendas. That guy, he corporatized New York City and took the culture out of it. Now, Giuliani, some people argue, cleaned up the streets here very heavy-handedly, and there's an argument to be made, but Bloomberg absolutely corporatized it. Now, New York City is a vessel of what it used to be. It used to be independent mom-and-pop shop here. Now it's just CVS, Dunkin' Donuts, Duane Reade, Chase Manhattan Bank on every single street corner. Oh, yeah, Starbucks on every single street corner. The Life, the Essence. I remember, like, there was, like, really cool meetups and underground parties, and the police were, of course, the no-fun police. And, of course, they want all the rules and regulations to be done in such a way where it just sucks the life out of it. And I remember being at, like, you know, cool places that people were like, yeah, we're just going to get together, hang out, and do this little thing here. We don't have the proper permits. And then cops just busting it down, arresting people. I'm like, let people live. Let people live. And again, you have none of that. Now you're going to have a lot less of that with these socialistic policies like this.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of
you could think that towards the socialistic practices of the U.S. Federal Reserve banking system that destroyed the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar.
eggs and milk has skyrocketed.
But no, it's the poor bodega owner. That guy's doing it. Nothing to do with the Federal Reserve banking system just being the fractional reserve banking system obliterating everyone's wealth.
Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way.
Okay, dynamic pricing usually happens with, you know, those big stores. New York City, a lot of people get their groceries from the small mom and pop shops. We'll play this full video. Before we do, before the purchasing power of the dollar goes completely kaput, here we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. And we got a lot of great supplements available to you. We just launched a vitamin C. Again, you could get your vitamin C from like Amazon and from China and all these weird places. We have fat-soluble, high-potency. Try to take it with a fatty meal. Non-GMO, soy-free, no artificial fillers. Made in the USA, third-party tested vitamin C available to you right now on wearechange.shop. Look, this little thing right here, all of the things that we have, we're just getting creatine back in. The people who ordered it, you're going to get shipped it out this week. We have a lot of little stuff. Some of the stuff is already being sold out. I won't tell you which one because then you're just going to buy it all up, and then people won't be able to buy it. But we just got in a full new order of vitamin C, and it's a great antioxidant. I just took some right now. I just had my lunch. My muscles are super sore because I was at the gym yesterday. I overdid it like I usually do, not thinking straight. I have a very intense cardio workout coming out. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to try to relax. High stress, high pressure. There's a lot of people attacking us and trying to destroy us. And financially, our tank is very low because the IRS took everything from me last year. And we're now entering in this new phase of battle where all these people are trying to cancel you. There's people making lists, putting me on it, being like, oh, make sure to unfollow. He thinks independently on his own. He doesn't spit shine the boot of the state. Oh, he doesn't follow orders. He doesn't fall in line. Cancel him immediately. And again, we're going into a full-on media battle with these like billionaire freaking military-industrial complex war machines that just want to propel us towards perpetual regime change and insanity. I need your help. I need to fill up that gas tank so we could be full-on ready to fight this fight here. I want to hire people. I dedicated my whole life to this. I've shown people within the last few days, I'm not willing to budge under pressure. And listen, I got family members being like, stop, please don't do this. And I'm like, listen, I got to stay true to myself. If you appreciate us staying true to yourself, you get something that's incredible products, amazing products that help you, and you help us at the same time. So check out the Vitamin C Liposol, available only on wearechange.shop. Get yourself something that is really important. A great antioxidant. Again, I took some glutathione as well because of the sore muscles and vitamin C. Vitamin C also has been shown to help some people with sore muscles. Again, before putting anything into your body, do your own due diligence, do your own research. And gosh, darn it, I can't recommend this stuff enough. That's what I take, and I recommend you take it as well. Now, let's continue on here with this Muslim socialist that soon will be ruling New York City. And you know what? Good.
I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce.
Yeah, bread lines like they had in the Soviet Union and government-assisted stamps. I still have some of those stamps here. I think they're somewhere in my desk right around here. My grandma gave them to me. My family gave them to me. I laminated them just because you were rationed a certain piece of food for a month's period of time. And that's the type of socialism that people lived under.
We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
Now, that's not the only kind of radical policy that this guy is voting for. Listen, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people are rallying behind this guy. And the more the media attacks him, the more he becomes kind of infamous, the more support he's getting here. And he also has proposition policies to, quote, freeze rents, deliver universal child care. He wants to make buses free and fast. And listen, how goodness gracious. Yes, please. Listen, I'll tell you who I'm rooting for in a little bit. I don't want to spoil it. But listen. Oh, boy. Oh, golly. The people of New York City, they deserve this one. They deserve it. Listen, this is also going to help bring down all the real cool based people from New York City down to Miami. I'm in Miami. I left New York City. I lived in New York City almost my entire life. And New York City used to be a place where you can make it. It used to be a place that you would look over the city, and I would be at that Brooklyn Bridge Park, and I would look over the city. I'm like, I could do anything in the city. And that's where I got my start. That's where I confronted all these politicians. That's where I started my organization. That's where I worked with some really great people, did some really great, amazing street activism. That's where I brought together Alex Jones and Immoral Technique, and we did the premiere of Loose Change, and we were marching down the streets in New York City. I mean, I was out there every single Saturday outside of Ground Zero, telling people, giving people leaflets, having conversations, showing people news articles with these little binders that I had here, explaining to people, hey, listen, we got to wake up to the bigger problem the world is facing right now. And truly, New York always has a special place in my heart. But F that crap hole now. I am never coming back. State tax, city tax, federal tax. Now, guess what? You're going to get a lot more taxes because nothing is free. Everything costs, right? So, listen, you're promised a bunch of stuff. And the people of New York City understand this. I mean, this is the perfect example of a New York City voter who just voted.
I voted for Mamdani.
Okay, can you tell us why?
I'm just looking for someone new and not part of the established Democratic Party who also hasn't been accused of sex.
Yeah. That Italian guy. We'll get to him in a little bit. The big that grubby guy.
I spoke to the other side a little bit, and they're concerned about like the government-run grocery stores and the free buses. What's your response to that?
I think government in the U.S. is great in the sense that there's always balance, right? Like, no one person is making all the decisions, and so I think there'll be balance within.
He describes himself as a Democrat socialist. Like, do you feel like socialism would work in New York City?
No, not.
Nope, but I voted for him. As, of course, all the major liberals are coming out. Cynthia Nixon is saying, vote Zokran on Monday. Now, number 1, Zokran. Number 2, bread. And then number 3, she has all these other people mentioned here. They have a weird voting system in New York City where it's multi-tiered. So you get to vote for your first candidate, your second candidate, your third candidate. And and again, seeing all these celebrities endorse a communist for mayor, great, good. That's exactly what New York City deserves here. As people are saying, could a socialist mayor be what New York City needs? Give it to him. You know what? Give it to him. You know what? And again, he's leading in the polls by 16%, according to some of the polls here. A lot of people are saying, R.I.P. New York City. Good. It's what people deserved here. Now, on the other corner here, we have the grubby Italian guy that was accused of assault and was kicked out of the office of the governorship of New York, as he's also the same guy that committed one of the biggest, dare I say it, genocides of elderly people in New York City. As, of course, he took sick COOF patients during 2020, 2021, and he put them in nursing homes, right? He's like, oh, the son of a gun had huge field hospitals in Central Park. There was a huge naval hospital that came into the port of New York City. And he says, yeah, don't send them to Central Park. Right? Don't send them to the open air hospitals. Don't send them to the naval ship hospitals. Send them in to the nursing homes, committing what a lot of people report to be a tremendous, huge amount of life loss. As we have Cersei here saying, he said he's not perverted, he's just Italian. As the pervy Italian guy is what the Asian community is very strong in New York City. I mean, Asians are dominating New York City. They're taking over all the businesses. They're taking over all the communities, and many kind of former Italian neighborhoods or German neighborhoods, a lot of the Russian neighborhoods, all of them are just being replaced with Chinese neighborhoods, especially if they have the number 8 anywhere associated with them there. As, of course, Andrew Cuomo here. He's not just the former governor of New York that's disgraced and accused of assault and accused of taking out a huge amount of grandmas. He's also, according to Politico, represented Bibi Netanyahu and joined his legal team defending Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu against war crime charges at the International Criminal Court. Yep, you heard that correctly. This is the Gothamist. Said to be mulling New York City around, Andrew Cuomo joins Dream Team to defend Netanyahu. I think we know where New York City is going towards. New York City is filled with very prominent Jewish community, a pretty prominent Asian community, and they're going to be the ones voting against mainly a lot of yuppies, a lot of young people, a lot of the college-educated, brainwashed people, the woke people, the liberal people, the blue armpit, flip-flop, Starbucks, yuppie drinking people. Who's going to win? Listen, it's kind of crazy seeing, these like right-wing influencers being like, please vote for Andrew Cuomo. It's a ranking system. Please, everyone vote. Please, accounts. Please. Do not rank in Sokran. No, not Sokran. Listen, if we're going to be making the argument for the lesser of two evils, Petey's my friend too. He says, I don't live in New York City. I live in the suburbs of New York City. And he's making an argument here. I'm reaching out to my friends. Please don't let New York City be destroyed. I would argue New York City is already destroyed. If we're going to be arguing for the lesser of two evils, all right? We're talking about a Muslim communist, no real track record in politics, right? Is he that evil? I think some of his policies are idiotic and stupid, and they're going to fail, and they're going to destroy New York City that much further. But I would argue the other guy, he literally has not just meatballs on his hands, but blood. That's not marinara sauce there, Cuomo. And I would argue that the lesser of two evils is the yuppie. You could agree to disagree with me, but I'm secretly rooting for the yuppie. If I was forced to vote in this election, I'm voting for that communist yuppie. I don't like communism. My family fled communism. My family fought communism. I do not like communists. But it's like, you want a lesser of do you want the meatball marinara blood-soaked communist? Or you want the kind of fresh communist that might shake some things up and change things dramatically? As, of course, they're all going to destroy New York City. But I would argue, you know what? Screw it. Get the yuppie in there. Give him a try. I love this. Dude, New York City's cooked. Like, this is your next mayor. And listen, he's winning in the polls. That's your new mayor, guys. And guess what? You deserved it. This is what you deserve. You know what? I'm excited. I'm super excited to see what happens next year. Let's give this guy a chance. Let's see. Let's put him in there. Let's go. Let's change things up here. Either way, you're screwed. I would just argue for the kind of a self-acceleration argument here. I would just argue, let it just happen. Let's go. They want it. They're voting for it. Who are we to stop it? It's not our race. It's not our city. It's a hijacked city. It's a hijacked city by... And I would argue that overall, the long-term trajectory of all of this, right, this is going to wake more people up than the status quo, grubby Italian guy, than the meatball guy, right? I would argue that the meatball guy would be a far more negative on the impact of New York City than this guy who just propel and accelerate the problems that we are all going through in a way where he just kind of accelerates it. Let's go. Who are you voting for? Who would you support? Let me know. Press number 1 in the chat room, in the comment section down below, if you want Zohran. If you want this socialist, yuppie communist. Press 2 if you want Andrew Meatball Bloody Cuomo in there. I want to see what you guys have to say. Again, in my poll on Twitter, already the Meatball guy's winning. I say shake it up, man. I just say let's go. Let it happen. Let it collapse. As it does, make sure to take care of your health. That's all. That's a lot of what we could do here. The main thing you can do is take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Go meditate. Go relax. Go take it easy. I'm happy we're able to talk about something else now. I'm happy that so far this ceasefire is holding. Pray to God that it does, because there's still a lot more crazy things to talk about here domestically here inside of the United States. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.